activity or Packet Tracer 3.5.4.2. It's planning and building an enterprise network. The objective is to plan, design, and build a large enterprise network utilizing multiple VLANs, interview, and routing VLAN to BTP domain. The first thing you have to do is to connect to network. So from fast Ethernet, from the ISR, you have to connect fast Ethernet to first floor, and from floor 1 should be gigabit Ethernet 1 to floor 2 gigabit Ethernet 1, and from floor 2 to floor 3 is gigabit 1 2, and from floor 3 should be gigabit 1 gigabit Internet. Okay, so we connected to the network. The second is configure basic switch and router configuration. On the ISR router, floor 1, floor 2, floor 3. So the first thing you have to do is to configure the router ISR. So have to go here to the enable to global configuration, and the host name would be, so this time you have to configure the ISR router by giving the host name first. So host name is ISR router. That's the host name, and I have to enable password Cisco Cisco 123, and now I have to set configure VTY password and console password. So line VTY 04 and log in. Password is class login, and we have to configure the console password and from password is class login. Password is class, so so that's it. Configuration for hostname, enable password, VTY password, console password for the ISR router. And now have to do on the floor switch floor 1. To do the same thing. Enable the host name is floor 1 switch. Okay, floor 1 switch and FD. Now I have to enter the password. Enable password Cisco 123, and configure the console VTY lines. So have 9.0 password is class and login. Now have to set VTY password. Password is class and login. Now to exit. That's for the floor 1. And I have to do for switch. Now I've done all day to configure the ISR floor 1, floor 2, floor 3 switches. And now I have to configure the interfaces connecting the router switches. Now I have to set the interface connecting the floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3 switches as trunk ports. And I have to set the interface floor 1 switch connecting to our router as trunk port. Now I have to enter Cisco 123. Now I have to create a ISR connecting floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3. So I have to set interface FA00 and IP address. Now shut. Now have to exit. And on the router, set enable, and you have to create and configure 3 sub interfaces that is our routers, fast internet 0 interface. And so I have to create interface 0 to 20. So on sub interface, I have to encapsulate it. Encapsulation that 1Q 20, and the IP address is 192.168.20.1, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. And now I have to sub interface for fastnet 25. So interface FA0 to 25, and in encapsulation that 1Q 25, and the IP address is 192.168.25.1, and the subnet mask is 255.255.0. Now I have to create a subinterface for fast internet 030. Interface FA0, that's 0.30. And in subinterface, I have to create the encapsulation that 1Q30, and the IP address is 192.168.30.1, and subnet mask 255.255.0. that's about it. And now I have to configure BTP domain by go to floor 2. Now I have to configure it by setting the BTP domain. BTP domain site X. So we set the BTP mode as client, and now we have to set the BTP password to Cisco BTP. Now that's what we're gonna do also with the and I already configure as a client for floor 2 and floor. Now I have to go to floor 1 as a BTP domain site X, and it should be server. So I have that BTP domain site X, site X. Okay, and now I have to set as a BTP mode server, and set the BTP password to Cisco BTP. That's how we're done. Now we have to configure the VLAN by configuring the floor 1. So I have to configure floor 1 switch so that first internet is on the VLAN 20. So VLAN 20, export access mode, and now I have to set an interface with a 0 and export access mode. Switch port mode access and VLAN 20. That's how I configure the floor 1 switch to the fast Ethernet 01 on VLAN 20. Now I have to go to floor 2 and check for access for 150. Now we have to check for the VLAN. And it's so we have to set for the name here. Have set for VLAN VLAN 20. So we're on the client mode, so we cannot do that. So all we have to do is just configure the interface FA 0.1, create the sub interface is one, and have to switch for node access and for access VLAN 25. Okay, and I'm gonna go to floor 3